And on this Friday, March 28th, 2025 edition of Newsmakers, major pro-life groups gathered in the nation's capital yesterday to begin a lobbying effort with Congress and President Trump's administration aimed at eliminating funding for Planned Parenthood. Speakers said unified Republican control of the White House and Congress presents a unique opportunity to end federal reimbursement. The pro-life activists suggested Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency could be a tool for getting it done. Planned Parenthood says that it's being targeted for providing abortions outside of Medicaid funding and that it provides an array of other health care services to low-income people through state Medicaid programs. New York is blocking Texas from filing a legal action against a doctor accused of mailing the abortion pill to a pregnant mother. Pro-life groups say they saw this coming.
This doctor didn't have a license to practice telemedicine. They're going to wave a blind eye at the expense of babies.
Kim Schwartz with Texas Right to Life says that shielding doctors who are not licensed to practice telemedicine is outrageous and says this case will eventually end up before the U.S. Supreme Court.
We can expect Texas to fight back and assert its authority to prosecute this woman.
There's been a growing battle between states that ban abortion and those that support abortion rights. New York is one of 8 states that have shield laws in response to the overturning of Roe v. Wade. School officials in Maine say they will not comply with a proposed agreement from President Trump's administration that would bar transgender athletes from participating in girls' sports. The U.S. Department of Health and Human Services said earlier this month that the Maine Department of Education, Maine Principals Association, and a high school are each in violation of Title IX because of the participation of transgender athletes. The federal investigation came after a public spat between Trump and Democratic Maine Governor Janet Mills about the subject. The Principals Association and the school district both said yesterday they will not comply. Utah has become the first state to prohibit flying LGBTQ plus pride flags at schools and all government buildings. Republican Governor Spencer Cox announced late last night he was allowing a ban on unsanctioned flag displays to become law without his signature. Cox said he continues to have serious concerns with the policy, but chose not to reject it because his veto would likely be overridden by the Republican-controlled legislature. Starting May 7th, state or local government buildings will be fined $500 a day for flying any flag other than the United States flag, the Utah state flag, military flags, or a short list of others approved by lawmakers. President Trump delivered a message of thanks to Muslim Americans for helping return him to the Oval Office as he hosted an iftar dinner last night at the White House. Iftar is a meal after sunset for Muslims during their holy month of Ramadan. Trump told those in attendance yesterday the Muslim community was there for us in November, and while I'm president, I will be there for you. He also mentioned that his administration has been, in his words, engaged in relentless diplomacy to forge lasting peace in the Middle East. A controversial satanic black mass outside the Kansas state capitol in Topeka has resulted in at least one arrest. The Satanic Grotto, Kansas, held the mass, which was met with counter-protests. One of the black mass organizers was arrested after allegedly entering the state house illegally. Religious organizations, including the Archdiocese of Kansas City, have condemned the event, saying it mocks Catholics. And that's Newsmakers for this Friday, March 28th, 2025 edition. I'm Keith Black.